Hello, poetry pals. Hiya. Hey, friends. Hello. Yo, 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 yo. Blech. So, I'm doing Stoptober, which is normally where you give up smoking for a month. But I've decided to give up smoking and drinking alcohol for the whole month. And I'm doing that to raise money for a charity called Action on Addiction. They do really, really amazing work working with people who struggle with addiction as well as their families. I'll put the link in the description so you can check out all the fabulous work they do. But yeah, they do all sorts of things and it's really, really great, and I'm raising money for them to do this. So the idea is that I don't drink or don't smoke for the whole of October, no exceptions, even if Halloween falls on... So Halloween this year is on a Wednesday, and if Halloween falls... the party falls on the weekend before, which will still be in October, then I will be doing that sober. I know. But if it falls on the weekend after, then it's all guns blazing and we can party. So, no exceptions on the October thing, and the idea is that after October I'd like to continue not smoking. I've been smoking for 9 years, and that's a lot, and I don't want to do that anymore because it's expensive. Yeah, why am I doing this? Why, Josie? Why? So I made this decision a few months ago because my dad died recently and he was an alcoholic, and that contributed to and made his illness worse. He had tuberculosis, and they said that it was brought on by a lowered immune system that was probably caused by his lifestyle, because he drank excessively and he smoked a lot, and yeah, when he was diagnosed he was given meds, and he had to sleep with a nebulizer to clear his breathing, but he still didn't give up drinking or smoking, and he didn't take his meds. And that was probably to do with... it's probably to do with a lot of like mental health things that we never really talked about. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. But yeah, it was an issue for him and he didn't get the help that he needed. And I fully believe that addiction is like a form of mental health issues, and people should be able to get help with that no matter what they're addicted to. But for my dad it was alcohol and cigarettes. And so yeah, that's why I've decided to do this, is because I want to raise money for a charity that does such great work. And I also want to raise awareness of addiction as an issue. When you say the word addict, a lot of people's minds will go to drugs and things that aren't that legal. And don't get me wrong, those are still terrible. People getting addicted to that is still awful. Living with an addict is horrendous, and trying to have a relationship with one is awful. But the reason I'm doing it is to raise awareness of addiction to things that are legal and really accessible as long as you're over 18. And they are harmful. They do cause issues, and not just health issues but social issues and stuff like that. So that's why I'm doing this. One of the other things I've started doing recently is at work. I started working on a campaign. I work at the Students' Union, and I'm working on a campaign that is called Late Night Do It Right, and it's all about helping students have better and healthier relationships with alcohol and making sure they have safe nights out. So during Freshers Week this year, I was giving out pizza and water and cups of tea and making sure all the party goers were being safe and making good choices. And during the days, I was at welcome fairs running alcohol awareness quizzes to see how many units are in each thing. And I wanted to sort of put my money where my mouth was a bit, because I think culturally in the UK we all drink a lot. I don't think I drink more than most people, but we do, and sometimes that can be really problematic because it can hide unhealthy habits behind like normality and just culture. Like going down to the pub with your mates is normal. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want to do that, is to actually, by looking at my habits, maybe it'll help other people to look at theirs as well. I'm not saying don't give up, I'm not saying like stop drinking, God, but yeah. So throughout this month, this is September, throughout this month I've been tracking what I've been drinking and smoking, and I've been doing that through some apps. I've got my terrible phone here. Let me show you the apps. The first one, I found an app called Ashtray. The problem is when you look up smoking apps, they're always about helping you give up, which is great, which is what I'm about to start doing. But just for September, I needed something that counted, and it was really hard to find. So this Ashtray one, I think is badly translated from Russian, so some of the translations are a bit dodge. They don't make a lot of sense. But you input your cigarettes and it makes a lovely little table there. And I can tell you that I have had 63 cigarettes this month. So that's an average of about 2 a day, a bit more, which is not actually a huge amount, but maybe I didn't do so good in tracking it. That sounds like not very much at all. But I smoke rollies, and I worked out how much each one cost. And it works out that I spend about £14. I've spent £14 this month on cigarettes, which sounds about right. That's about the price of a 30-gram pouch of Becky, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, that's about what I normally spend. So yeah, maybe 63 cigarettes in a month is what I normally smoke. Because I do go 3 days where I don't smoke at all, but if I'm at the pub, I'll smoke a lot. And then for the units, I've used an app called Drink Aware, which is something that we promote at the Student Union as well. It is a great app, and it tells you your risk level, and I am on increasing risk. I've never met anyone who's had this app and not been on increasing risk, it's worth to say. So you press the little plus button and you can add in what you've been drinking. This weekend was a bit of a heavy one for me because I handed in my masters on Friday. That's all done. And we had the meeting of the mums where, for those of you who don't know, I got engaged this summer, and my fiance's mum and my mum have never met. So this weekend we changed that and we invited them both down. And you know what's really good for helping people get along? Several bottles of wine, which I helped drink. And yeah, so I went heavy this weekend, and I'm a little bit fragile today, which hopefully will give me motivation not to drink for October. We'll see. But yeah, so my units for the last 28 days, annoyingly the app won't let me do 30 days, but for the last 28 days I have had 85.6 units. which averages out at 21.4 units a week. And it is nationally recommended that men and women don't drink any more than 14 units a week. It used to be different for men and women, now it's not. Basically, alcohol can mess with you no matter what your gender. So yeah, my goal is to not drink anything for a whole month. And the reason I've told you all of this is because one of the things that motivates me the most is money. And if I know that I can save £14 a month on cigarettes, I'm just working out how much I've spent on alcohol, because this app does tell you, which is pretty cool. Ooh! Yeah, so according to this, I've spent, you see there, £64.79 on alcohol in the last month. So with the 15 odd quid from smoking, oh fuck it, that's like £100 a month that I could be saving and spending on shoes or books. So yeah, the reason I told you that is because I wanted to, at the end of the month, do another video to let you know how I got on and see how much money I saved. Oh, I was going to tell you how much I weighed, because they say that smoking, if you give up smoking, it makes you gain weight because smoking can suppress your hunger, but also, like, if a lot of people deal with the cravings of cigarettes by eating, but giving up alcohol is definitely better for your health weight wise. So maybe I'll be right back. Okay, so according to my bathroom scales, I currently weigh 10 stone 2 pounds. Yeah, 10 stone 2 pounds. So at the end of the month, I'll let you know whether that has changed. I don't reckon it will change that much. My weight sort of fluctuates a fair amount anyway, and I reckon my diet will change quite a lot. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that changes. So yeah, I currently, in the last month, I've smoked 63 cigarettes, I have had 85.6 units of alcohol, and I weigh 10 stone 2. Let's see how we do at the end of the month. Yeah, so the reason I'm doing this once more is to raise money for charity, a really awesome charity that does a lot of work. I want to raise that money in memory of my dad, because he struggled with this and people shouldn't have to, especially families of people that are dealing with alcoholism and addiction. I also want to encourage young people like myself to have a look at their habits. I'm technically not a student anymore, but I haven't felt like a student in a very long time, and I think my habits as someone in their mid-20s is more going to the pub and like having a few drinks rather than binging every weekend. I'm not like that, but both habits can be really damaging, especially because I'm a poet and I end up going to a lot of poetry events and they're all in bars and everyone drinks, and it can be a really damaging place to be. So I'm going to be interested to see how my habits change, and also how my social groups are affected by me not drinking. I don't reckon it's going to be that hard, but we'll see how we go. Yes, so I want you, this is where you come in. I want you to donate some money if you can. I'll put a link in the description below. And if you can't donate money because you can't afford it, that's totally cool. Please just share this video and share it with people and talk to people about substances. Smoking is becoming less and less cool, but a lot of people still do it and it's still seen as really, really normal, as is drinking. And I'm not saying stop, I'm just saying think about it and talk about it, because what can be seen as something completely normal, going to the pub with your friends every Friday, can turn into a really dangerous habit. And I think everyone could do with being a bit more mindful about their drinking habits sometimes. So yeah, donate or talk about it. Okay, that's it from me, I think. Brilliant. Yay, love you, cheers, donate, bye friends. Woo! Go away! I can hear you! Piss off!